Welcome to the class, everyone. My name is the Tutor, and today I have 5 fun Easter-themed commander decks that you and your friends and family can play this Easter season. If you guys stick around to the end of the video, you'll get a fun Easter-themed fun fact that you can tell your friends and family too. Starting off, we have Djinn, Angel of Rebirth. Now, I think Djinn, Angel of Rebirth is a fun card to have because it's not ranked super highly on EDH Rec. You know, there's not too many decks. There's 764 decks total, and it's an angel, and an angel people probably don't even know exist. So let's get into what Djinn can do. Djinn is a 5-cost angel with flying. Other multicolored creatures you control get +1/+0, and whenever another multicolored creature you control dies, return to its owner's hand at the beginning of the battlefield. Obviously kind of like a resurrection kind of theme going on with this commander. And the most common theme for the deck will be legends, but we're going to take a quick look at some cards that you can possibly include in this deck. Quickly going over some of these, we have Raph and Leo, sibling rivals, Raph and Mikey, troublemakers. Then we have some high synergy cards here. Hexproof for monocolored. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, create a 4/4 red and white golem artifact creature token. It's in 68% decks, obviously a very good card for those decks, and so it's going to be themed around like multicolored cards. Then we have Dauntless Escort, a 3-cost creature Rhino Soldier. Sacrifice it. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn, so a lot of sacrificing kind of themes too. Just one last creature we'll take a look at. Let's look at Feyburrow Elders, a 3-cost creature, Treefolk Druid with Vigilance. This creature gets +1/+1 for each color among permanents you control. For each color among permanents you control, add 1 mana of any color. So that's always a fun card to include in the deck. So let's take a look quickly at some instants. I mean, we have common cards like Path to Exile, but then we also have something like Boros' Charm, a 2-cost instant, choose 1. It deals 4 damage to target player or planeswalker. Permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. Some enchantments. We have Garruk's Uprising, 3-cost enchantment. Whenever this enchantment enters, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Creatures you control have trample. Whenever a creature you control with power 4 or greater enters, draw a card. So this is just kind of a quick look at, you know, what this deck has to offer. And if you want like a resurrection themed or a deck that is based off of a bunch of different colors, Djinn's the card for you to play during this holiday season. Moving on to number 4. We have Atla Palani Nest Tender. Of course, this is a more popular commander. I mean, there's 18,000 decks and it's rated number 63 total. But obviously it's based around eggs, you know, Easter and eggs. Me and my family, we like to go and collect the Easter eggs and, of course, our Easter baskets. So, I mean, that's kind of the theme going on for this commander. 4-cost Human Shaman. By spending 2, you can tap to create a 0/1 green egg creature token with Defender. Whenever an egg you control dies, reveal a card from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. The most common theme for the deck will be dinosaurs. So you guys probably know kind of what cards you'd see, but I mean, we have this guy right here. It's a new dinosaur that just came out. Quite a few dinosaurs. I didn't realize Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had this many, but here we are. Take a look at some high synergy cards, and we have Ashnard's Altar, a 3-cost artifact. Sacrifice a creature, gain 2. Polania's Hatcher, 5-cost creature dinosaur. Other dinosaurs you control have haste. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 0/1 green dinosaur egg creature tokens. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 1 or more eggs, sacrifice an egg, then create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token. So very fun. We have Skull Clamp, of course, where a equipped creature gets +1/-1. Whenever equipped creature dies, draw 2 cards. High Market, it's just a land. By tapping, you can add a colorless. Sacrifice a creature, you gain 1 life. So of course, it's kind of going off of just the egg themed. Let's take a look at some sorceries. We have some common ones like Kodama's Reach and Nature's Lore, Blasphemous Act. Let's see if there's anything interesting in this one. Lustrous Command, where you can destroy all artifacts, enchantments, destroy all creatures with mana value 3 or less, destroy all creatures with mana value 4 or greater. So that's just a quick look at La Pelini. I'm sure some of you guys have played this commander, or perhaps you've played against him, so let me know if you've done that, by the way. Also, the links to this webpage will be in the description of this video, so if you want to make a deck around it or see some cards that you can include, just click on the link in the description. It'll be clearly labeled. Next we have Kadira, Caller of the Small, a 3-cost legendary creature, Orc Ranger. Now you might be wondering, Tutor, like why are you including an Orc Ranger in this top 5? Well, let me tell you. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, for each creature or token you control, create a 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens. You're creating the Easter Bunny. I mean, super fun, you know. I mean, we have the tokens right here. So let's take a look at some new cards. You know, we have Endless Foot Assaults, Mighty Mute Animals, Lita Little Orphan, Amphibian. Let's look at some high synergy cards here. We got Phineas Ace Archer, Vigilance Reach. Whenever it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control that's a token or a rabbit. If creatures you control at total power 10 or greater, draw a card. I'm trying to look for a card that creates tokens. Here we go. Rosie Cotton in the South Lane. Whenever it enters the battlefield, create a food token. Whenever you create a token, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control other than Rosie. Hop to it, create 3 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens. Nice. So you're just going to be getting a bunch of rabbits on the field, and I mean, if you guys don't want to do a legendary creature, I mean, Jacked Rabbit would also be a very good one too. I mean, it's a rabbit warrior with Ravenous. Whenever Jacked Rabbit attacks, create a number of 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens equal to Jacked Rabbit's power. So make that guy really strong, but I think it's kind of fun. I'm just kind of scrolling through these, and you guys can pause the video and you can kind of see what cards you can potentially include. Of course, it's going to be in the description below this webpage. Number 2, we have Quain, Instrument Meddler. If you actually want a rabbit commander, then this guy is for you. Legendary creature Rabbit Wizard. Each player may draw a card. Then each player who drew a card gains 1 life. So I mean, we have like a kind of like a healer kind of rabbit, and I mean rabbits, and you know, Jesus Christ was basically known to be a healer, someone who people looked up to, and so on and so forth. So that's why I have Quain on here. The most common theme for the deck will be wheels. Train the All-Powerful, Math Magics, Leonardo Cutting Edge, so on and so forth. Holy Mine. At the beginning of each player's draw step, if Holy Mine is untapped, that player draws an additional card. Kind of the Crescent Moon, kind of an interesting artwork, must be very old. Actually, it's not really that old, it's 2021. But Spirit, at the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card. Nice. And we have Temple of Bell. Artifact, each player draws a card. Nice. So that would be a kind of a fun card to include in your decks too. I mean, just the act of giving. Alright, you guys can make fun of me in the comments, but I'm going to try to get this card name right. It's going to be called Triskaideth Kathil. Yep, nailed that one. A human wizard. At the beginning, you have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have exactly 13 cards in your hand, you win the game. That's kind of a powerful effect. Nice. Then we have Teferi's Ageless Insight, 4-cost legendary enchantment. If you would draw a card except the first one you draw in each of your draw steps, draw 2 cards instead. So, I mean, that was just a kind of a quick look at, you know, Quain right here. Kind of fun if you actually want to play like an Easter Bunny, that's your guy right there. And moving on to number 1. We have Carador, Ghost Chieftain. A very expensive 8-cost creature, but it has a powerful effect. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a creature spell from your graveyard. So of course, Resurrection, of course, being a theme for this one. So let's take a look at some common cards included in Reanimator. Here are some just new cards people have been included in the deck. Karmic Guide. Blind Protection from Black Echo. When it enters the battlefield, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Another one that kind of, it was, you know, Resurrection themed. Sun Titan, 6-cost. Vigilance. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, you may return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. You're going to say to Wayfinder, 2 costs. When this creature enters, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them into your hand, put the rest into your graveyard. Then we have Gravesbreaker Lamia, a 5 cost enchantment creature, Snake Lamia, with lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 1 less to cast. So, and that was a quick look at Carador Ghost Chieftain. Obviously a very powerful resurrection kind of themed card, and works really well with this Easter themed video. Of course, now you guys want your fun fact. And the fun fact for this video is, the first chocolate Easter egg was produced in the UK by J.S. Fry of Bristol in 1873, which was actually 2 years before Cadbury did. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how I can improve this format. I obviously just kind of whipped this up quickly together, so if you have any suggestions on how to make the series fun and more entertaining, please let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good one. Tutor out.